everyone, and today I'd like to do a book review of a very interesting book on happiness, and it's called Happiness for No Reason by Marcy Shimoff. And she essentially interviewed 100 people and asked them, what makes you happy? And she got common responses. And so she literally talks about 7 steps to be happy inside and out after interviewing those 100 people. And essentially she says you have to hold a level of joy in spite of what's happening in our lives. So still being happy even though there's challenges or some things happening in your life. You should still see the bigger picture and hold this tension between who you are right now and who you want to become, right? And I think this is a very, very important idea, right? Having this tension between, and in the book, The Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, he also talks about this tension that you have to have between where you are right now and what you want to become, your ideal self. And so seeing challenges as opportunities and seeing the bigger picture, finding meaning in whatever challenges that you have, and really having goals that you want to achieve. This is very important, she mentions, for happiness based on her interview results. And so she again mentions that there's happiness set point. Whether you're a lottery winner or a paraplegic, eventually you reach the set point. And she says that there's various things. She talks about gratitude and the importance of having gratitude logs. She talks about Kaizen and how you have to apply it into practice. So you have to take these baby steps, Kaizen, and really practice whatever you're achieving. And we saw that in the previous book, The How of Happiness by Sonia as well. She talks about the importance of actually applying these steps, right? The 12, for example, steps scientifically proven. Same thing here. Marcy mentions the same thing. You have to actually apply it. If you don't do it, it's just words. You have to actually apply these strategies to increase happiness. So to pursue something, it's one thing to pursue it, but the other thing to actually practice it. And so we're actually responsible, right? And so responsibility is responsibility. So we're able to respond. We're not reactive, we're proactive. And this is really, really important. And so, as in the 7 habits of highly effective people, we are able to choose our response. This is also very important for happiness. So practicing gratitude and being proactive, as well as having goals and tension, is actually important. So she also talks about ANTs, automatic negative thoughts. We have 60,000 thoughts every single day, and 95% of them are the same as yesterday, and 80% of those are bad. So we have 45,000 of the 60,000 thoughts that we think about every day are negative. And so if we think something, if we ruminate, it's probably negative. And she says, our mind is like VELCRO for negative stuff and Teflon for positive. So we really bind and stick stronger to things that are negative. We repeat it in our brain over and over again. And remember, it's essentially what's important is how we imagine it in our brain, how we react to things. Things are neutral, and they're not really positive or negative. It's how we react. We assign meaning to these experiences. And so it's very important that evolutionarily, it was important for us to cling to this negative stuff if we want to run away from a saber-toothed tiger. But in the modern world, this is not useful any longer. And so this is something important, to rewire our consciousness towards joy, towards optimism, right? And instead of criticizing or blaming yourself or beating yourself up for these things, you really have to rewire consciousness and really cleanse yourself. We do very often fasting. We don't eat to cleanse our body, but there's also mind cleanses where we have to avoid thinking any negative thoughts, because chances are they're negative based on the research. 60,000, 45,000 are negative. So we want to have a mind cleanse as well. This diet kind of not eating versus not thinking negative thoughts. So killing those ants, stepping on those ants, cleansing our mind from these negative thoughts. And so many things that you can do to improve happiness. Being grateful, having goals that you want to strive for, being proactive and not reactive, and eliminating automatic negative thoughts, striving and cultivating optimism and joy.